Go for it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary pals out there. It is your host with the most, Mr. Sean David Timothy Murphy. I am the man with the serial killer sounding name. With me are Thor Grimm and Joe Kerr, all the way from the other side of the country and Chile, respectively. Here we are, chatting it up, talking about weird shit on NightHawks.
Hi, everybody.
By the way, Sean Murphy's not the name of a serial killer. It's the name of a talented DC artist, which you're not. I mean, you're not that Sean Murphy.
I know I'm a talented artist, but I am not that Sean Murphy. That Sean Murphy, well, I will have his space one day. Oh yes, it will be mine. But in the meantime, I'll have to try and get famous through the power of my voice. And pornography, but mostly my voice. Anyway, let's give a little brief introduction of ourselves. Me, I am Sean David Timothy Murphy, right out of the Bay Area here in beautiful California. Right now, I am talking from my weird basement abode. Yes, I live with my parents. Yes, that is sad. Yes, it is a common occurrence in our strange economic times. Yes, you should fight the power. I am a graphic novelist, an artist, and an all-around swell weird guy. Chatting with my two friends are my lovely co-hosts. Thorgrim, introduce yourself to the beautiful people.
Hello, everybody. My name's Thorgrim Funhammer, and I'm some weird goofus from like a small town, kind of, sort of rural-ish, like Pennsylvania. I attempt to make music, stop motion animate, do a little bit of digital illustration. I do kung fu sometimes.
Hey, I'm a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. One day
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
have to combat.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Rejoice in the glory of combat.
Rejoice! Joe, introduce yourself to the beautiful people, you glorious motherfucker.
Hello, I'm Joker. I'm from South America. I mostly do tabletop RPGs on and off stream. I'm a wannabe VTuber. I don't have viewers. Please watch me. I'm desperate. Oh, and I don't need your trophies nor gold. All I want to tell you all is go fuck yourself.
Glorious. Truly
Beautiful.
glorious. Anyway,
Thank you.
the general layout for our show is that we usually pick a weird piece of media as a jumping off point for us to shoot the shit, to chew the fat, and of course, to talk aimlessly. So, what is today's topic, Flashman? Sorry. That was another different friend of ours, the Flashman.
We'll have to get him on the show sometime.
Oh, yeah.
I know. It's just so easy to say his name.
I know,
The
it rolls
Flash
off the
Man.
tongue. Flash.
Right? So, Thorgrim, what is
Yeah.
it that we're talking about today?
Well, okay, so you gave us essentially a couple comics to look at, but I managed to like actually buy one. Fuck it, I'll just say American Barbarian.
Glorious, truly. And Joe, he has not read American Barbarian, whereas I, as a thief, have read all of it without paying any money, because capitalism can go fuck itself.
Hey, let's say it the right way. It fell off a truck.
It fell off a truck.
It fell off a truck. Nobody needs to know any further. Shut up. Don't worry about it.
Now we lift our glasses for trucks with shoddy suspension. Might they never get out of style.
Oh, glorious truck coon. When you send people to the isekai world, you also allow us to pick up things
Dude,
without having
okay,
to pay
hold
for
on.
them.
Somebody should totally make an anime or a manga about the truck driver who sends everybody to Isekai world.
They actually have.
Wait, they already
actually
did. Perfect.
They haven't made an anime, but there needs to be one.
There's a manga though.
There is a manga.
That's outstanding.
Okay, I need to write that shit up.
And
Oh, wait,
yes,
that's
Yeah, you're gonna
it is
have
a-
to send us a link later.
it is a truck with a magic bumper.
Okay.
Okay, that would explain a lot, actually.
That is true.
How'd the bumper
Anyway.
get magic?
Let's take it. Here's a brief laydown for American Barbarian. American Barbarian is a comic book style webcomic that became an actual comic featuring Kirby-style art and a whole lot of influence from things like He-Man, Mad Max, and everything and anything in that lovely toy bin that you had when as a kid in the 80s.
Yeah.
It feels. I was gonna say. It's not this, but it feels like I'm reading one of those comic books that came out with a Happy Meal, or
I'm sure Tom Scioli names. That's why I would suck as a fae. No power over names. Scioli would probably take that as a compliment, because what he was seemingly going for was just this mishmash of childhood influences, which, to be fair, is kind of his MO. He did create the trippy Kirby-style comic Godland, the satanic Superman knockoff Satan Soldier. Is it a knockoff?
Wait,
It's
what?
not really a knockoff.
Hold on, let me go that fast.
I'm gonna have to read more of these too, because like I'm already loving American Barbarian, but holy shit, no, those sound great too. I'm gonna get in on that.
Though, to be fair, he was not involved in the creation of the incredible He-Man inspired gay comic Kaptara.
I'm
That-
gonna have to check that one out too, though.
That one was made by the dude responsible for Infinite Kung Fu.
Gonna have to check that one out too.
Listen, if I could, I would send you my copy, but mail.
You know what? Fair enough. As long as you send me like links to stuff, or like, hey, this is what that looks like. Go find it somewhere. I can go find it somewhere.
Now, the interesting thing is that Infinite Kung Fu is essentially like the ultimate Kung Fu movie that never was, set in a post-apocalyptic world. There's too much death, and the afterlife is crowded. The cycle of death and rebirth, having been jammed the fuck up, means there are now zombies. And who should happen to save us? Those who would also subjugate us, masters of Kung Fu. It is the Venom School that now rules the world under the evil emperor. And it's up to one lone soldier who will be trained in secret by the 8 immortals in order to eventually do battle against the evil emperor.
Yeah.
Also-
I'm reading that. I'm reading it.
Also, the master of lizard Kung Fu, who has created the technique Regenerating Limb, is a cool disco black guy.
Oh, that's fucking sick. Yeah, no, I'm reading this.
I
Okay,
hope
okay.
that didn't come off as racist. It's just that I don't know how else to describe the profession of, I'm a professional African-American wanderer through the wasteland who knows Kung Fu and can regrow his limbs. Also, I carry the 70s with me everywhere I go.
The correct term is Warhawk, Tanzania.
Okay, he only needs one more thing to be perfect. If there's ever an anime or TV show, he needs to be voiced by Bootsy Collins.
Yes, he does.
Yabba dabba doo, baby.
Unfortunately, Isaac Hayes is dead and was a Scientologist, so that would not work.
But we
Though
do
he
still
would
have
been
Bootsy
awesome
Collins.
too. That is true. Bootsy is here and Bootsy is best. I'm
Mhm.
just saying for the sake of aesthetic transparency.
All right, that's fair. But still, like, Bootsy needs to be in more cartoons anyway, because he only had that one cartoon that I know of.
We know of, and it was a weird one.
You know what?
Well, yeah,
Sorry,
it's got Bootsy Collins in it. What, you gonna not be weird?
By the way, I'm
It
going
was
through
weird.
this comic. Sorry, I'm going through this comic. I think it makes me realize something. Is it me or the age of Barbarian in pop culture is kind of dead?
I wouldn't say it's dead, it's only sleeping.
Like, okay, one could agree that the fuck what's his fucking face? The dude from the Khal Drogo is a Barbarian, yes.
Jason Momoa?
But yeah, Jason Momoa, he was pretty much playing a Barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
The-
that was his a contribution to Game of Thrones.
Now I got a
No,
question.
he
for
also
you
played
all.
Conan the one time.
Oh yeah, he did.
We don't speak about it.
I mean, it was
So-
closer to the books than the first Conan movie.
Hey,
But it
fuck,
didn't
the
have
Order
the-
to Daenerys and national treasure, man.
But the passion wasn't there, or the director waving a gun on set.
Forgot about that. John Milius
Ah,
fucking
no,
waved a
no.
gun on set.
But Okay, I was gonna ask you,
Yeah.
since you guys are the expert at barbarians and pop culture aspect.
Yeah.
I have a weird question.
Ah.
Considering that
I know I'm a talented artist, but I am not that Sean Murphy. That Sean Murphy, well, I will have his space one day. Oh, yes, it will be mine. But in the meantime, I'll have to try and get famous through the power of my voice and pornography, but mostly my voice. Anyway, let's give a little brief introduction of ourselves. Me, I am Sean David Timothy Murphy, right out of the Bay Area here in beautiful California. Right now, I am talking from my weird basement abode. Yes, I live with my parents. Yes, that is sad. Yes, it is a common occurrence in our strange economic times. Yes, you should fight the power. I am a graphic novelist, an artist, and an all-around swell weird guy. Chatting with my two friends are my lovely co-hosts. Thorgrim, introduce yourself to the beautiful people.
Hello, everybody. My name's Thorgrim Funhammer, and I'm some weird goofus from like small town, kind of sort of rural-ish, like Pennsylvania. I attempt to make music, stop motion animate, do a little bit of digital illustration. I do kung fu sometimes.
Hey, I'm a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. One day
Oh
you will
yeah.
have to combat.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Rejoice in the glory of combat.
Rejoice! Joe, introduce yourself to the beautiful people, you glorious motherfucker.
hello, I'm Joker from South America. I mostly do tabletop RPGs on and off stream. I'm a wannabe VTuber. I don't have viewers. Please watch me. I'm desperate. Oh, and I don't need your trophies nor gold. All I want to tell you all is go fuck yourself. I mean, what's the name of barbarian type of shit? Is sword and sorcery? Yeah, I think that was the name.
Well, there's a couple terms. Sword and sorcery and sword and sandals are the usual ones.
There's
Okay.
also anything that's Hyperborean, which basically says it's a time before time.
Yep.
Okay, I got a weird question for you all. Because of those three definitions, would you consider Adventure Time to fit those descriptions?
You know what? Sure.
Yeah.
What am I surprised?
Like, it is a very flexible genre.
Oh yeah, you can do a lot. I mean, hell, there's subgenres like sword and planet too.
I mean, there was also that one time back when Marvel owned the rights for Conan, where Conan was briefly in the Marvel U and he dressed like a pimp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Like-
might as well bring this up. Speaking of how flexible the whole like, hey, put barbarians in whatever genre basically is. And I think I was telling you guys about this a little bit earlier. Thongor.
Thongor.
Okay, so written by Lynn Carter, partially as like a tribute slash prequel to Conan a little bit. All right, so to do the different ages, start with Conan. Conan's closest to the modern age, Hyborian age. You go back even further, you go to the Thurian age, and you have Call the Conqueror. Then you go back even further, and you go back to the Lemurian age, and that's when you have Thongor. So Thongor's age involves barbarians, obviously, barbarians, ancient empires and stuff. Dinosaurs, like, and not like occasional dinosaurs, like all the time dinosaurs. It's not like, oh, weird, there's some sort of weird dragon thing that has shown up. So no, they're just all over the place.
Ah, so creationist barbarian literature.
Wait, there's more. There's also flying machines.
Okay. You know what? By the way, I'm going through this comic and there's only one thing that comes to my mind.
Okay.
If this shit was published in the 60s to 70s, I would totally see the dude who made Barbarella making this one into a movie.
Oh yeah, no, I can see that.
Totally. But this
Oh.
one has a lot more gay.
Good.
Wait. Okay.
Which
That's
is
gay.
saying something talking about Barbarella too.
Okay. In that case, not the dude who made Barbarella, the guy who made Sardos.
The garden is good, the penis is evil.
Zardoz.
Wait. Can you repeat that? What you just said, Torgrim?
Repeat that one more time.
About the god is evil.
Yes, the garden is good, the penis is evil.
Margie Taylor's green motto.
Ha! Topical.
Oh, Marcho Tarcho, you are proof that the Republican Party doesn't give a shit about anti-Semitism.
Oh, remember the Jewish space laser? I remember.
I remember it. I remember it.
But
okay.
I mean, Sean, you're Jewish. When can you give us a tour to the Death Star?
Yeah, when do we get to, like, can you take us on a tour of the Death Star?
Also,
you gotta understand that it's booked. It is booked solid for like the next month.
by the way,
okay, that's
can you
fair.
make sure that Hollywood doesn't make any more movies that suck? Sorry, I had to, man. I had to.
Listen, unfortunately, no one can.
But
circling back
to the Barbarian theme.
Oh yeah.
What do you think makes good Barbarian fiction? Either be movies, TV shows, or whatever.
Okay, so there's a couple things. Hold on, I'm actually getting this whole thing set up here. I'm actually trying to hold on. Sorry. So we've got like time to break kayfabe for a sec. We've got like 8.5 minutes left on the free Zoom call, and I'm trying to set up like a professional account so we can just keep going.
Oh.
Okay. Well, then this will be.
No. I'm trying to do it right now so I can just like get us in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, bro.
But again, Sean, what do you think makes good barbarian fiction? Like, what are the elements that any barbarian fiction needs in order to work? And why it hasn't really worked in the last couple of years?
One, you need essentially a real sense of, God, how to put it.
I feel like you have to like not be afraid of like making it stupid.
My dog just popped in.
Hi, doggy.
Indeed. He is a good boy.
But going back to the subject.
But okay, back to the subject. Okay. First off, you need everyone to be fit as fuck.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot of very fit, pretty people. They don't have to be the entire cast, but you got to have at least a few like physically fit, gorgeous like specimens of human like peak performance.
Exactly. You also need technology to be this weird blend of both extremely advanced, if you're going to have it, and redonkulously low tech. Like, it's this weird high technological divide where essentially, yeah, everyone knows that science rules. It's just that having access to the tools to use it effectively is kind of in short commodity. So essentially, the blur between the role of science versus sorcery is kind of wavy. It's kind of fuzzy. That being said, the ingenuity of people to sort of come up with ways to bypass this sort of divide is really on display, where occasionally you'll see a Rube Goldberg device or extremely elaborate places where people are building things, huge shipyards, really an attempt to try and circumvent the low tech in their own unique way.
Would you?
Also, nature's a bastard. Like,
oh yeah, nature's
it is
an absolute
brutal
bastard
out there.
Okay. I got a weird question for you all. Would you consider God of War a good example of sword and sandal?
Yeah, I'd say it gets there.
Yeah, I feel like that falls under that category.
All right.
Like, I'd say it works. One thing I kind of wish I could see more adaptations of outside of things like comics. The Elric saga.
Oh man, that's a tall order, Captain.
I know, it's a tall order, but I need more cock in my life. I need Michael Moorcock in my life.
You know what, man? I like Elric. I think Quorum is superior so far. I haven't read Gloriana. I'm very curious about it. And Jerry Cornelius, I have mixed feelings about it, but I think it can work like nowadays.
Right. The problem with Jerry Cornelius is that it's basically the closest thing to acid literature outside of the work of someone like the dude who did Naked Lunch.
By the way, let me explain to the peanut gallery who Moorcock is, other than a very familiar name. Michael Moorcock is... If Tolkien wrote a lot of high fantasy where everything's polished, everything's beautiful, and people don't do the nasty tango, Michael Moorcock is in the other side of the equation. Moorcock adds violence, slavery, sex. I would say that if there's three pillars of fantasy literature or medieval fantasy, they are Tolkien, Conan the Barbarian guy, help me out.
Robert Howard.
Robert E. Howard.
Robbie Howard. I would say that on the other extreme is Michael Moorcock, where you have characters being raped, you have characters doing horrible shit, you have characters having slaves from day one. The only problem with Michael Moorcock so far that I encounter is the way he writes. I'm not very used to it. Like he writes it in a very like you're looking from the outside to what's going on.
So there's a weird level of detachment.
Yeah. Now, he wrote Elric of Melniboné, which is his most popular.
That's
that's how
it's
you pronounce it.
I was just constantly calling him the Melonborn.
No,
like, we were all born from melons. Melons.
No, it's the accent. That's a Hispanic thing. So you pronounce it Melniboné.
Melniboné.
Yeah, Melniboné.
Oh my God! You know what this means?
That I can pronounce the Eldritch tongue? Yes, I can.
No. It means that Elric's people, dun dun dun, are French.
I mean, in a way. So, for those of you in the peanut gallery, wait. Woo! Capitalism!
Yay, money.
Program. Woo!
And it only cost me $15.
Well, we'll meet back up in just a minute, okay, guys?
Oh, wait. Fuck, did it? No, we're here.
It's working.
Oh, then we're still recording?
I came through beforehand. We now have unlimited time.
Fuck yes. Thank you. Okay.
So,
well, at least we know where to edit that chunk. Or do we leave it
don't
in?
worry. We can chop out the parts where I'm like just going like, hey, hang on guys, I gotta fucking I gotta fucking add a subscription in.
Dude, I personally believe that we should leave it in to make it feel more natural.
You know,
you got a point there. It makes it more punk rock that way.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the best way to really explain the difference when it comes to those three authors' approach to fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Each of them is like a different musical genre. And although Tolkien really hated the Beatles, not because of their music, but because listening to them practice down the street was a nightmare for him.
I would say that Tolkien is not the Beatles. It's more like Mozart or Beethoven.
Yeah.
I mean, Beethoven.
Okay. Agreed.
Because again,
I'd almost say it's closer to like being way too into folk music.
No. I'm comparing him to Mozart and Beethoven because they are the classic ones. They are the epic ones. They are the ones who were very clean for its era, which sound would bring the high society.
Oh yeah,
because usually people
Tolkien's the classy choice.
Yeah.
Then Conan, Robert E. Howard.
That's either 1950s rock and roll or jazz, in my opinion.
I can see 1950s rock and roll. and now I'm just imagining Conan with a pompadour.
I mean,
Oh.
Thou
it's
shalt not
God,
cut
yeah.
off mine due.
here's why I say it's 1950s. Because number one, yes, because it's all about making a sound, making a rhythm, making you feel the story.
That's
It's
fair.
all about
making
getting
you-
those right rhythms because this stuff is meant to almost come off an assembly line.
Yeah, and also because for that era, rock and roll was the devil, was something that was forbidden, that was something that was taboo, that was unknown.
It
Like-
was made by black people.
Oh
Woo!
no, it's so
Like,
naughty.
the only thing I would say is Robert E. Howard. Like, I want you guys to go to think about 1950s, 1960s. How was
Mhm.
culture there? How was everything working there? And suddenly, on the radio, you hear this bell, rain, and the voice of an Englishman saying, "What is this that stands before me?"
Oh,
So
okay,
in a
yeah, no,
way-
metal, that works. I mean, yeah.
Like Black Sabbath. Yeah, Black Sabbath is metal, but in that moment in time, it wasn't metal; it was heavy rock. Because
Well,
there
yeah, it was
wasn't
acid rock at the time.
Okay, so does that mean that Michael Moorcock, is more of a punk rock kind of thing?
no.
He's a prog
No.
rock guy because he was actually in
Yes.
Hawkwind, if I recall.
Oh, he
No,
was
he
in
made
Hawkwind,
he made lyrics for Hawkwind, but
which also has a gay cover band called Cockwind.
so nice.
Yeah.
So
Funny
honestly,
penis.
I mean, other than Hawkwind, I feel like the other band that would really fit the sound of the epicness of what Michael Moorcock is Tool.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I can
oh.
see that.
Oh, I just figured out the perfect weird ass way of explaining. It's kind of okay, this is gonna sound really stupefyingly hateful, but anyone who's familiar with stupid bullshit will understand this. A way to understand like old school, like really identifying old school sword, sorcery, sandals, barbarian age stuff is would a bunch of dumbass neo-Nazis consider making a religion out of it?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Like
No. Mhm.
those assholes loved to make weird ass like oh, the past when men were men, women were broads, and everyone had a sword. Yeah,
Look.
you keep saying that, dude who can't be out in the sun because he's so inbred his skin will fall off if a single photon touches it.
Oh yeah.
My blood
Now-
hurts.
Going back to the subject, and also I'm calling dibs. We need to call this the first episode. We need more cock.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, that's our title.
And also, it fits with NightHawks because cock is also a bird. Now,
That is
So
true.
hold on. We have to spell cock CAWK.
whatever you want, man. But going back for
All
the
right.
peanut gallery, the most important creation of Michael Moorcock is Elric of Melniboné, which is known as the Pale Emperor, the Albino Emperor, the Welder of Stormbringer, he who serves chaos. Why is this important? Because every major science fiction or fantasy novel has stolen from him. Let me explain. Sword that sucks souls. Am I speaking about the Stormbringer or am I speaking about the fucking sword from World of Warcraft?
You
Pale
might also be
albino
talking
guy. Yeah,
You might also be talking about the game Soul Reaver.
yeah.
You could
Second,
also be talking about the game Soul Calibur and Soul Edge.
Second, albino guy who fights monsters and tries to fight destiny. Oh, hi, Geralt of Ravia.
Hey,
I know there's essays about how different they are, but let's be honest. If you look at them side to side, it's like, what the hell is he doing there?
Technically,
Now-
you could also count Kratos, since he's also a pale motherfucker due to being covered in ash.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
except
he's also like,
Yeah,
I feel
but
like that's a
Elric
different
is
thing.
yeah, and also Elric is pale not because of Ash, because he's sick. Remember, in the first book, they tell you that he has this disease.
Yeah, isn't he
he's gonna
basically
die.
like magic anemic?
Yeah, and he needs to take drugs in order to keep himself alive, or else he dies. And that's why the Stormbringer tells him, dude, I can keep you alive as long as you give me souls. Now, another concept from Michael Moorcock. Elric is a constant. He's known as the eternal champion, meaning there's hundreds of stories of Elric in other eras, in other times, in other places. Why? Because multiverse, baby.
It's the way the universe functions. Somehow a constant must exist in order for everything else to be defined as not constant.
And by the way, let me do the Google foo. When was first published Elric? So before somebody in the Period Gallery goes like, but Doctor Strange was made first at the Multiverse of Madness, and no, 1961.
Okay, now I have to
So-
check when Doctor Strange first came out.
We need
You've
this.
triggered
what the fuck
something.
Is this? Honey?
Doctor Strange comic.
1963.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange very well might be taking some ideas from Michael Moorpenis.
And the
I
concept of
had to.
multiverse
Come on, it's
literature-
right there.
Michael Moorpenis and the Adventures of the Uncut Pale Emperor.
But yeah, I'm going on the idea of the concept showed up in the 5th century about a multiverse. So,
With his
century.
big black
Nice.
sword.
Okay, we've deviated enough from like let's talk more about
Wait, I
American
have one more thing
Barbarian.
before we get back on track.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. So you know how I would describe what you call it, Stormbringer?
Go on.
I would describe it as black and huge. Okay, anyway, now we can get back on track. So American Barbarian.
Okay. American Barbarian is essentially a story where there is this one epic family in the future that serve to guard the emperor of a good kingdom. They are the Usman. Yeah, I can't pronounce it either, but it's meant to be like USA men. That's basically how
I
it
just been
sounds.
calling him the
Usman.
Usman.
They are all a bunch of beefy He-Man archetype barbarian dudes with techno armor who all have literally red, white, and blue streaked hair, including the dad whose beard is red, white, and blue.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And one day, their whole kingdom gets taken over, utterly destroyed by a great, strange-ass villain. A villain who literally has 2 giant Abrams tanks for feet. He is 2-tank Omen. Why Omen? Because he's got 3 6s on his forehead and he's probably satanic.
He's a satanic pharaoh with tanks for feet. That's fucking stupid and it's awesome.
I want a toy of that.
Me too.
Where does he come
We get
from?
American Barbarian
know.
figures.
We don't know where he came from. For all we know, he's a demonic entity that got pooped out of the universe. It doesn't matter. That's the glorious thing about a lot of these. It doesn't matter. You have a problem, you deal with it. With modern stories or storytellers these days, too many people get bogged down on giving everything an explanation or an origin.
God,
Or
sorry,
lore.
I'm going to Steam and I saw the greatest, most stupid video game I have seen in my life.
Go on.
Oh my God, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary and whatever are you right now nowadays. There is an ancient aliens video game based on
How would that even work?
What? Is
Okay,
it point and
okay.
click?
No. It's a SimCity type of game where you are an ancient alien god creating humanity and civilization.
Am I
And here's the thing.
mysteriously white-skinned and blue-eyed and blonde? You know, like those ancient aliens that for some reason keep abducting people in the Midwest.
I don't know, man, but here's the funny part. One of the characters is the dude from the meme face, like
Oh
the
my
ancient
God.
alien.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
really
saying it
hope
was
that this
aliens,
is a-
but it's aliens guy because he's the host of the show, right?
Yes, because apparently a professor of sports medicine needs to educate us all about ancient aliens.
Well, hold on
and
a
the
sec.
we-
He's seriously, that's his credentials. He's a professor of sports medicine.
With that hair, did you think he was anything else?
I don't know, but you know what? That explains a lot. But here's my question. Why are we asking him about the space pyramids?
It was funny, and it made all of the coded racism a whole lot easier for people to digest. The reason I mentioned those stupid Nordic aliens, apart from the fact that they are super racist sounding, and I hate them, is because a lot of ancient aliens really boils down to, because we don't think Black and Asian people could have done this, so aliens must have. And I'm like, you didn't say that about any of the castles that showed up.
It's like, no, that's,
I mean,
that makes perfect sense. White people could totally do that. And I'm like, first off, fuck. Second off, when it's like, how could they make pyramids? Why did they make them? What was the purpose?
Dude,
Well, you see, a
dude.
pyramid's very structurally sound, and if you have less weight on the top and more weight on the bottom, it holds together easier, and you just have the blocks interlock, and it's very structurally sound. That's why they do it that way.
Also, gonna say it now. The
Man,
pyramids.
hold on. Let's be honest, man. White people didn't do the fucking pyramids. It was us. It was Hispanics because you guys cannot make a fucking roof. That's why you hire us.
That is true. That is true.
The
The funny thing is, a
There you
lot
Why
of
are
the
you pissed off? I'm not wrong.
the funny thing is, a lot of records showed that it wasn't slaves that built the pyramids, it was a lot of hired labor. Which goes to show, no, slavery can't accomplish shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Oh, dude,
I mean,
wait till
if
the
you work your people to death, then you have to keep replacing them, and that
There-
slows things down.
Sir, my pharaoh, the slave starts telling something strange. I'm a little bit wary. What are they talking about? They spoke with the gods, and the gods gave them this idea about unionizing. Sacrifice them. Sacrifice them all.
Every one of them to Sekhmet.
Sekhmet's
Not
like,
sure
hey,
why
don't bring
Sekhmet,
me into this
honestly,
shit.
now that I think about it, because that's a war god.
Oh, I need to learn more about mythology.
Anyway, back to the story. So only one Usman survives. His name, I don't remember.
Hold on, I'll look. I'll double check because I want to say it's funny. I'll actually give you all the names of them.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
what's up?
Go ahead.
Okay, first we have Gunther, the eldest. The twins, Hannibal and Tristan. Bobbert. Shem.
Bobbert.
Jimothy. And our protagonist, Merrick.
Merrick.
There's
Yep,
America.
exactly.
America.
Like-
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I mean, this story is an epic tale of revenge against Tutankhamun. We have enormous cities on treads powered by black holes. We have a god that apparently has laser firing eye testicles.
Oh, I didn't get that far yet. I can't wait for that.
To be fair, the creature looks like a beholder.
Oh yeah, I'm at that page, man.
Yeah. Also, robot dinosaurs.
Robot dinosaurs.
Or are they cyborg dinosaurs? I'm not sure.
It's
Or are
hard
they
to say.
Transformers?
They're not Transformers. Though ironically and coincidentally, the creator did happen to work on, and this is kind of funny in its own weird way. The creator of the webcomic, Tom Scioli, would later make the comic books Transformers versus G.I. Joe and GoBots for IDW Publishing.
Has
Oh,
anybody ever
that's
released?
perfect.
Hold on, has anybody ever made Transformer versus GoBots? Because that would be perfect.
I'm fairly certain they have, and I'm fairly certain everyone did the most appropriate thing and remembered to just forget it, or to say in a complaint column, like like put on Twitter, what? No Rock Lords?
Damn it, I was gonna say that. I
know.
wanted to see the Rock Lords, specifically the Rockosaurs.
The Rock Lords, for those who don't know, were an attempt to try and make transforming robot toys
Into
that looked like
rocks.
rocks.
Yep.
I'm
They actually
sorry,
had a-
what?
See, all
They
things
had a
considered.
cartoon movie special to try and sell people on this shit, and it was, I don't even know. I can't even call it terrible. It wasn't good. It wasn't good, but I can't say it didn't need to exist.
I used to rent that one on tape back when tape was a thing.
Okay,
Dude,
okay.
I used
hold
to
on.
rent like that stupid all-star cartoon to the rescue constantly when I was like a wee lad, just because, but it has all the cartoons that I like. And also, what the fuck is marijuana?
Marijuana.
Okay,
All I
okay.
can say is
You
that-
know what, man? Hold on.
Mhm.
I just came out with a horrible idea.
Okay.
The worst idea ever for a toy.
Okay.
Right? Imagine a transformer based off Rubik the Amazing Cube. And the only way you can turn it from a robot into Rubik, like with a face, is by solving the Rubik Cube.
Oh, that's just cruel.
That feels evil.
That's mean. I'm pretty sure that's how you get a lament configuration.
I wish I could make a goddamn transforming puzzle box.
So
No.
you want Cenobites? Because that's how you get Cenobites.
By the
Do
way,
you
man, I'm
not
going to
want
this comic.
Cenobites?
Let me get back to you
Yeah.
on that one.
So, you know what, Sean? As I go through this comic, sorry. As I go through this comic, there's only one thing that comes to my mind, dude. And with all respect to the creator, but I feel like I'm reading a spin-off of the Metabarons.
To be fair, that might be a compliment.
Yeah. For
See,
those of you who don't know, Metabarons is what if sword and sorcery on space?
well, yeah, that's a time-tested genre. Hello, John Carter of Mars. Hello,
John Candy of Gore.
John Candy of Gore.
Da, 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 da,
Oh,
da,
dude, do you want to
AKA
get banned
Dead of
this day?
Neverwhere.
Dude, do you want to get kicked out of from Disneyland? Ask the workers, hey, where's the John Carter of Mars attraction?
To be fair,
You know what
John
kinda
Carter
sucks?
Mars was a pretty good movie.
I was gonna say, like, I actually like that movie.
I haven't watched it because it looked like shit.
It wasn't
Dude,
bad.
It's dumb and it's fun.
Also, not gonna lie, even though I'm an asexual weirdo, I kind of want to date one of the weird bug alien ladies.
Oh, you want to get some of that Thark pussy? Thark
Do they
pussy?
even have pussies?
They do. They have an ovipositor.
How do you know
Everything-
this shit?
Yeah, how do you
what?
know
Never
that?
mind.
Because they lay eggs. Because I studied biology.
Well, okay. So are you
Right.
sure it's an ovipositor and not a cloaca?
To be fair, they're the same thing in this case.
All right, fair enough.
Also, if you were dating a lizard woman or a bird woman, you'd have the same problem.
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out there.
Or a mermaid.
Or a mermaid.
Yeah, or a mermaid. You're right. They'd have a cloaca too.
Unless she's a reverse mermaid.
Though
Yeah.
to be fair, if you're dating a reverse mermaid, there are other issues to be considered.
Nothing that paperback cannot fix.
I was talking about you have to keep her gills wet.
That's what the
Among
text
other
for.
things. Up top.
Yeah.
We're far away from each other. Never mind. I'll do it to myself.
But the best way to describe Metabarons is that the guy who is too weird to direct the first Dune movie, so they replaced him with David Lynch, made a comic book based loosely off of the work of Frank Herbert, the author of Dune, and he decided, you know what? This needs more acid. You know what else it needs? Mythology, like all the incestuous, weird-ass mythology that has come to define the things you don't talk about to your intro to Greek mythology class for teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
You just described regular Dune.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the catch. Here's the funny part. Herbert. Shit, I forgot his name. Hodorowski.
Frank Herbert.
No, Hodorowski never read Dune.
Oh.
He
Oh,
never
so he
has
just
never
made
sit
Dune
down.
by accident.
No, like somebody told him the plot about Dune, and he was like, "I want to make a movie out of that." Are you gonna read the book? Never.
That is generally how Jodorowsky do. Like the first film that he got major acclaim for was Fondo y Les, which was based off of him remembering a script from a dream that he had.
Yeah, you know what, that tracks.
And Fondo y Les is a weird post-apocalyptic story where this dysfunctional couple is on a quest to find the mystical city of Tar.
No. Here's the thing: you should get.
It caused a riot.
Ah! Sorry, I just saw some. I just lost my shit watching something. I totally forgot. So here's the thing, guys. For the peanut gallery, why the Metabarons is important? Because, well, there's a certain director who's gonna do a movie that's set in this universe. Going back to the whole Barbarian shit, we could say that the Metabarons is the God of War in space, in a weird way. Okay.
All right, I'm invested.
Basically, the Metabarons are a cast where all their members have died except for one. But during a battle, he got castrated. He fell in love with a witch, and she decides that she wants to have his kid. But he's like, dude, I don't have a penis. So she takes a drop of blood and she creates a baby out of that. Every Metabaron that comes afterward has lost a limb or a part of their body. They're incredibly good warriors, fantastic warriors that can kill you in multiple dimensions at the same time. All right? If you have read the comic book saga, the Metabaron is, the will is based off the Metabaron. Now, here's the thing. How does this ties up with everything else? Because the Metabaron shows up in a comic book called El Incal, the Incal, or Le Incal, that follows the story of John the Fool. And why is this important? Because Taika Waititi is going to do it as a movie.
Yay, Taika Waititi.
But here's the thing, like, I'm worried that he doesn't know how to tackle how to balance the humor with the serious parts of it, with the philosophy of the Incal.
To be fair, one of the most appropriate directors who could have done, like, not Metabarons, but the Incal back in their heyday, before they kind of lost it.
Let me guess. The dude who made The Fifth Element?
No.
Really?
I was going to say Terry Gilliam.
Ooh, that's a tall order even for Gilliam, man. I love
know,
Terry Gilliam.
Like
I know.
if he were to ever do that, that would probably end up being his magnum opus.
True.
No, like, dude, like, tackling Metabaron and the Incal, it's a show unto itself. Because I hate to put it, but it's a very intellectual book, right? With a lot of meanings, like every character is based off the tarot and whatnot. It's very,
mystical, very and it's very much all about mysticism in the sense of what does it take to bring things into balance.
Holy shit! Hold on, I just found a book, a
Which,
tabletop RPG book, and I need to show it to Charlie.
to be fair, that is a good theme for a story that hasn't really been tackled well outside of like the Avatar, The Last Airbender franchise.
Yeah.
What does it take to bring things into balance? And what does balance even mean? Even the new Star Wars films, to some extent, didn't quite go into depth or really had that as their central theme.
You kind of get a little bit of it in like, you know, the A1. But like again, once the ninth one rolls around, they pretty much drop everything from that one.
Well, that actually neatly segues. There's, of course, Sword and Sandals in Space, which more or less is what Star Wars is.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
mean, it's science. That's the definition of science fantasy.
Well,
Yeah.
also speaking of, we already mentioned it, John Carter of Mars also fits the sword and planet genre. Sword and planet, sometimes
Exactly.
sword and laser.
Mhm.
Totally. I guess my issue, like what the American Barbarian has taught me, has sort of reminded me, and to some extent, yeah, also Adventure Time is, God damn it, the world needs a new space opera.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what was the last biggest space opera? Because if you mention Star Wars, I'm gonna go to your house and kick your ass.
I mean,
I hate to
you could
tell you
almost
this,
say
but
Dune.
Dune.
Yeah.
But once again, what I'm saying is Star Wars has occupied this chunk of the collective American zeitgeist for so long.
Oh,
It's
you
almost
mean
to the point.
like a new space opera to blow everyone's ass out of the water?
Yeah.
We
The way
need
Star
a
Wars
new
blew
one.
everyone's ass out of the water when it first came out.
Exactly. We need a new one of those.
By the
We
way,
need something to blow everyone's mind.
By the way,
We need the mind for later.
for the peanut gallery, I love Star Wars. The last movies, not so much.
And to be fair, the prequels were the first exposure that I had to Star Wars, and they gave me such a terrible impression. I had no interest in continuing with the series.
Dude, I'll be honest, man. You started wrong. Like, if it were up to me, I would sit down to watch the original trilogy because that's the godsend. That's the
Well,
true,
yeah,
the true testament.
I
that's
know,
the
I
reason
know.
we all tend to like, have some sort of like, if you have a positive memory of Star Wars, odds are it's because of something from the original trilogy.
The
Yeah.
thing is, I was already exposed to a lot of the stuff that Star Wars inspired, so a lot of this whole thing seemed very redundant to me.
Oh yeah,
Like
because you would
this.
like it's not going to blow your ass out of the water if you've already seen it before somewhere else.
And, but what makes a good, Star Wars, a good new sword and sorcery or sword and planet story?
So
what makes a good one?
So here's the big
characters.
thing. If you want the same impact of, Star Wars, it's gonna have to be different somehow than anything you've ever, because the whole thing with Star Wars is it blew everyone's ass out of the water because like, what you mean sci-fi can be like good and well made and like look like this and shit? Like you have to be able to do something unexpected with it.
You know what? Okay, I'm thinking about the last couple of space opera movies that have come out, and I'm doing some Google foo. So we have, out of all that I can find so far, we have Jupiter's Destiny. No.
Yeah.
Oh, Jupiter Ascension. Jupiter Ascension or
Yeah,
Jupiter
sorry.
Ascension.
Just
Oh
found the
God,
names
yeah.
I just found the names on Spanish.
I
because,
like the
like,
visual design for that movie, but Geneto reincarnation stuff with this.
Okay, I found something that's on Netflix. But I don't
Jodorowsky's
know
I love you, but this was a turd.
I
Yeah.
found something that's on Spanish, so I don't know how to translate it into English. One of the actors is Kim Traery.
Huh.
It's like
Okay,
the space
give me
junkers,
the like
space
rough translation of the
junkyards.
title.
I think trying to translate it, but it's like space junkyards, space
Oh.
scrapyards, something like that.
I know what this is. Wasn't this a Korean movie?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, this is space. This is kind of like Space Truckers. It takes place in the not too distant future where Earth is
Sunday.
essentially ravaged by nanites, and everyone has to do shit off world.
Continue with the list. That I have found. Then we have Rogue One, which Sean, I know you're not a Star Wars guy, but my God, this movie's amazing.
Yeah, everyone. That's what I've heard. Like of like the newer Star Wars shit. Like Rogue One's really good.
It's a good Star Wars movie because it doesn't have anything to do with the Force or the Skywalker family. It's about an actual war.
Yeah, that's the pattern I'm getting from a lot of people. It's like, look, we've already done the big main story. Now let's just let's do side quests because those are going to be more interesting now. We've done the big galaxy wide story.
Let me put it like this: if Star Wars is like the hero's journey, Rogue One is Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Then we have Lightyear.
Okay.
Does that count?
It counts,
It
but here's the problem with.
counts.
Here's why I think Lightyear flopped. They ignore the count of the TV show.
It's not even that. It's not even that because the TV this is supposed to put family butts in seats, and that means you're trying to make sure the kids are. I got to go see this. And the problem was that you relied on one of the most annoying tenets of science fiction writing: time travel.
Oh
Listen,
God.
time travel can be super interesting and cool, but when you use it with a very basic bitch, my villain was myself from the future the whole time, and now I must beat myself from the future. It gets
I can see the
really
future.
tiresome.
Oh no, they can see me in the future. I must kill him in the future. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Another movie that shows up in this list, and I want to have faith in this. Oh my God, I want to have faith in this. When I saw the trailer, I was like, "Holy shit! Is this Lane Call?" Barbarian, the City of a Thousand Planets.
Yeah, that one rocked your tits off visually, but it's just got a boring pair of leads. You're boring.
Again, and this brings in the whole thing of like if your story is way too pedestrian, it's just gonna feel like more Star Wars. Or more crappy Star Wars, essentially.
Let's see, what else do we have that has come out in the last couple of years? Barbarian's
There's-
Queen, Mandalorian, of course. Away, Foundation. Yeah, Foundation is space opera. Yeah, I haven't seen it
Okay,
yet. I have.
there is one thing that we also need to think about, and that is a word that I love but is overused in the modern day, and that's vibe.
Vibes, man.
Like Star Wars vibe, you've repurposed a bunch of samurai movies into space, but your general aesthetic is Flash Gordon, but without any of the dangly baubles.
Yeah, it's Flash Gordon, but more utilitarian.
Utilitarian Flash Gordon.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Which, to be fair, makes sense. You were going more into a sort of realist science fiction there out of the goofy costume era that had preceded it.
Yeah, that was part of what set it apart.
Exactly. Whereas nowadays, I feel like you need to bring goofy costuming back.
Because it's been away for a while, so you need to, which, I mean, hey, that's half of the Marvel space stuff is kind of like that.
True. But you need to go more so, like it's got to be almost RuPaul's Drag Race in space.
RuPaul's Drag Space, got it.
Exactly.
Shit, you're right. No,
And-
yeah, we just got to get stupidly ostentatious with it.
Right, we can afford it. Come on, people.
No, yeah, if we're talking
Um,
Hollywood budgets, no, yeah, like go. I got it. RuPaul's Drag Race meets Jack Kirby.
Exactly. You need that. But you also need to draw from something culturally different than just what Star Wars essentially went for, which was either medieval fantasy or a Japanese old samurai story. I don't know. Go for some Chinese stuff.
That's what I
You
was
know,
thinking.
Go for some Three Kingdoms. Or hell, go with the stories and legends of the Mayan and the Aztec empires.
That you know what I would really like to see? Inspired by like Southeast Asian mythology and you know, heroic stories.
You mean like Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia?
Yep. Let's also throw in the Malay Peninsula, Indonesia, that kind of stuff.
Okay, I can dig it.
The Philippines as well.
Definitely can do the Philippines. Hey, I have one of the things that I recently loved was the Filipino take on like the urban fantasy horror genre with Trece.
Check that
I haven't
out.
seen that one. Any good?
It's on Netflix. It's good. My friend Nate doesn't like it because it doesn't follow all of the rules of animation that he studied in school.
That's
I say
weird.
that in air quotes because I'm trying to be funny and pedantic.
By the way, you know what? Sorry, I just came up with an idea for a movie. Or maybe a
Okay.
comic.
Go on.
What if, listen to this carefully, humanity discovers that there's a black hole opening near Earth. Okay? A couple of light years away from Earth. But when scanning this black hole, there's tentacles coming from it. And it's approaching Earth. It's a sort of take on Hellstar Remina, but it's about humans trying to evacuate the Earth.
Okay.
I can see that working. It's a bit like Hellstar Remina meets Wandering Earth.
Which one is that? I haven't heard.
Wandering Earth, I think, is based off a series of books, but essentially, it's a Chinese movie where they discover, oh, excuse me, the sun is getting ready to rapidly expand. So rather than try and all of us get on a bunch of ships to try to evacuate the planet, a failed attempt to, save our ass, we strapped a bunch of big ass rockets to the Earth and we turned ourselves into a spaceship.
Yoo-hoo!
I'm like, that is so awesomely stupid. Why does this movie need to be an hour, like 2 hours and 30 minutes long?
Look, you got to show them putting the rockets into the Earth.
That's like happens within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Oh, well then, good question. Yeah. Oh,
You know,
I just thought of
it's making me-
something.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, man.
So again, like I was mentioning, like, let's draw from, like, if we're gonna do like a space opera and we're gonna draw from different stuff, instead of just like, again, Southeast Asian mythology, let's also draw a little bit from like the Southeast Asian like action and fantasy films of the 80s. Like stuff like The Devil's Sword. Cause like that shit was like trippy and cracked out on its own. Now imagine that with a budget
Or
and
hell,
in space.
Then of course you have things like the Warriors of Zoom Mountain.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Zoo Warriors, which is a much lesser movie and only has one redeeming thing, and that is a sword that is actually able to produce an entire, what I can only describe as peacock tail of swords
Okay, that's pretty cool.
that
Wait,
Wait, I
fly.
just thought of another influence.
Mhm.
Drunken Wu-Tang.
Drunken Wu-Tang in space.
Yeah, imagine that shit.
Wu-Tang! Sorry, I need to watch more. I've never seen Wu-Tang Clan movies. I always wanted to.
Well, you know what? Good news, Joe. There's actually a place where you can check out a lot of them for free.
Pirate Bay?
No,
Oh.
not even that. It's on you. You know what? I'll show you. It's on YouTube.
Ooh.
Hold on a sec. Don't worry, I got you, fam. Wait a sec.
Like, I always been curious about what's the name of that movie, House of the Flying Daggers?
It's skippable, actually. Like House
Oh.
of Flying Daggers has great action shots and effects, but it's a really boring romance. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Hero is a much better movie. Hero's a
Alright.
great movie.
Okay, so I just put hold on a sec. Just putting in the chat. Here's a link for everybody. The Wu-Tang collection
Wu-Tang.
is for the children.
In a couple of minutes, guys, I gotta take a break so I can go take care of a doggy. It'll only take me like a few minutes,
Okay.
and I'll be right back.
But
All
I got a
right.
question. I got a question.
Okay.
Do the Wu-Tang Clan movies include the Method Man, the Jisa, the Riza, the old Diddy Bastard?
Oh, none of them are actually in the Wu-Tang movie. Like those are basically
God damn it!
To be
like
fair,
all
they
those
tried
movies,
to
I
do
think, were
something.
just like movies they like brought over and had the rights to.
To be fair, they tried to do something with the man with the iron fists, but no one. I don't think any of the Wu-Tang members were in that.
Well, no, there
God
was
damn
one.
it.
It was just the RZA. That's it.
Yeah, RZA, we love
RZA's the
you,
only one who really
but-
did like any of those movies.
but that movie was terrible.
Oh, that's kind of the problem. Like RZA, great rapper, knows a ton about kung fu and kung fu movies, not necessarily about filmmaking itself.
Like RZA, we love you. If you want to ever come on this show, in the vague or unearthly chance that you somehow listen to this, great. And if you come up to my place, I'll make you cookies.
I would shit my pants if we fucking got the RZA somehow.
Like I would wear a wizard hat and I'd just be like, Alakazi, Alakazam, Alakariza.
It's
in my
like, hey
van!
guys, what's up? Holy shit!
It'd be
Oh
like
god!
if I
Imagine if we got celebrity guests.
like imagine if I somehow got like Alan Moore to be on this, and I then just contacted out of nowhere all of us here met through the Slut Pit, which is the loving name we gave the,
I just picture something like Jack on his train, like, hey Jack, how's it going? Oh, doing okay. What about you? We're about to interview Alan Moore. You're fucking with me, right? No.
No,
And we
that's the weird part.
exactly. We just be like, come into this moment with me, Jack.
Get in on this shit, homie.
And then for some reason, just coming apropos out of nowhere, somehow just breaking into our chat is Neil Gaiman. And he's like, it's Gaiman time.
No. You know what? If Neil Gaiman shows up, I will say only one thing. Get closer to the mic. Well. Isn't Scary Trousers Gaiman? Man,
God damn it!
is-
I like this fantasy game we're playing.
No, but honestly, I'm reading.
Can we
Gaiman
get
as
some
speak.
strippers too?
I mean, you know, some webcam chicks. Who knows?
You know what? You're right.
You have basically webcam girl kung fu, which is more than Andrew Tate can ever say in his entire miserable, now imprisoned life.
True. All right.
At
So
me,
I
Andrew
can always
Tate.
ask someone to say, like,
I'll
hey, you
kick
want
your ass like Greta Thunberg.
to...
I'll Thunberger you.
I'm gonna turn you into. It's like, why they call me Thunberg? Because I turn everyone into Thunburgers. Boom.
Anyway, guys, I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Okay. Intermission.
Da-da-da.
Hey, now that Sean is gone, should we like make out or something? No.
Hell yeah, dude. Wait, how are we gonna do that? We're on separate continents.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Technically speaking, we're in separate continents. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well,
Took you a sec, like, wait a minute, no, it's one hemisphere, but it's two continents.
Sorry, I love you. You know what? There's only one per like of the potential guests we could have. Like we could have celebrities. Bruce Campbell, the Chin,
I,
El Capitan.
he might do it.
For enough money, he would.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like we'd have to do like a fundraiser to get that to happen.
Yeah. Because one of the things I love that he does in his cons is like he's doing a panel going like, I mean, this was a couple of years ago. He was doing a panel going like, all right, where are you from? Texas. You came all the way from Texas to this shit. All right, here's your gas money. Then I'll be like, I came all the way from South America to see you. Bullshit, you are. You have passport? Hit this.
It's like,
All
hey,
right.
man, you just like flip it open and then pop your collar. It's like, well, touche. I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, I just picture people like, well, you came from South America for this shit? Really? Dude, for you.
Holy shit! You came a whole continent away for that for this? I'm
do you do
sorry.
I will say, like, don't worry. The only way I could afford this was I told everybody here that I was gonna fix the roof or something. They think I'm one of the roofers.
And then everyone just starts going, oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But Mr. Campbell, don't worry, I can cover for you. Like, if somebody calls you and you don't want them to pick it up, and you just hand the phone and go like, Mr. Campbell, I'm here. No.
No, we need more lemon pledge.
We need more lemon pledge.
You do that too well, man.
That's my super dude. It's being Hispanic. Every Hispanic can do
That's
that.
my secret cap. I'm always Hispanic. Well, I mean, technically, you'd have to be. I don't think that changes.
I mean, a Yankee can do it. Like, I don't know who the fuck does the voices in Family Guy. That voice. It's the same guy who makes the voice of shit. What's the name of the pedophile?
Herbert.
Yeah, the same voice
You
actor
know,
who makes
let me
Herbert.
check. Let me take a look. Because now I gotta know. Family Guy Consuela. All right, who voices Consuela? Voice actor. Oh, the same person who voiced Cleveland.
Holy shit!
Yep,
He can
Mike
pull
Henry
Hispanic,
voices
man.
Consuela. No.
Yeah. You know what? The show was okay.
Yeah, that had some good moments.
Yeah. It wasn't the greatest show ever, but it was
I mean, in all due fairness, neither was Family Guy.
Like, Family Guy had its moments. That's
No, yeah, Family Guy was definitely hit or miss, and still is.
hit or miss. I guess they're never miss, huh? Yeah, boyfriend. That's the kids, yeah. Sorry, I had to.
I mean, American Dad, however, pretty consistent hits though, for me anyway.
Yeah. I'll go to the list of. Oh shit! I gave you a cocksucker. Oh, I'm going through the list of sci-fi shit, bullshit that we haven't discussed yet, and oh my god, you know what, man? I was thinking about space opera. What was the last great space opera that you've seen?
What was the last? Are we talking new or just in general?
In general.
I saw the original movie version of Dune.
Oh boy!
I'll be honest though, I fucking love it.
Admit it, man. It hurt.
Like for real, like I actually enjoyed it.
You sir, you have guts, man.
I like weird shit.
I mean, all right, fair.
Granted, I also like, Holy Mountain and Turkish Star Wars. No, you know what? That's my favorite space opera, Turkish Star Wars.
You're fucking kidding me, man.
I fucking love Turkish Star Wars. It's fucking bananas.
All right. Like, I'm thinking about favorite space operas that I have seen. Oof. Firefly. It's one of my favorites. Take my love, take my land, take me
I mean,
where
like-
I cannot.
I mean, Gundam qualifies as a space opera, and that's always fun.
I've never seen Gundam.
Well, hold on. So I've never actually seen the original Gundam, but I've seen bits of like Zeta Gundam. I've seen I want to say I've seen all of G Gundam, which is very different from the rest of Gundam. Gundam Wing was my intro because it was on TV here, and you could just easily see that in the 90s. I've had a little bit of exposure to Gundam, but not a whole lot. I need to check out some more Gundam.
Okay, I got a weird question. So we're talking about sword and swords, and
Yeah.
medieval bullshit. I don't think a sexist pick is that if I run Conan the Barbarian game and there's female players playing female characters, they have to wear the combat bra bikini.
Not necessarily, because I mean, like, you do have strong female characters in this kind of shit.
Yeah. I could do a picture like an Amazonian carrying a necklace made of cut dicks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so you got a couple very notable examples, like in particular, like Robert E. Howard, one of his characters from the Conan books is. Are you familiar with the character Bellet, Queen of the Black Coast?
Yes, but no. But yes.
She's basically the pirate queen, basically.
All right.
So
I mean,
like you have a lot of
go
those
ahead.
types of characters in there.
Like, funny enough, there's a comic book I like to read, and one of the characters is called Bellet because of her.
That makes sense. But yeah, no, I feel like you can do like barbarian type like fantasy. You can make that more, I guess, like equitable or like more inclusive simply by like just having everybody in like, in like barely any clothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just allow across the board, hey, everyone's in a loincloth and is like, fit and scrumptious and like wielding a very heavy like weapon of some type. And or can like do eldritch magic.
Read Solomon Kane.
What about Solomon Kane?
Have you read his stories?
I have not read Solomon Kane yet.
Oh, I have a collection of his stories. Pretty good so far.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like,
I think actually one of Cull's villains shows up in one of his stories, actually. Yeah, I think
I didn't know
Cull's
which
dude
one.
shows up in Solomon Kane as well.
Like, you know what? It's gonna sound real strange, but I really love historical horror.
No,
Like,
that makes sense.
I love horror that's set during the Wild West, during the Barbarian era, and I feel like you guys should explain it more. Like, there should be more stories about that other than the Headless Horseman.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, it's funny. That also leads to another element of like a lot of barbarian stuff. A lot of times you'll get a lot of overlap between that and like eldritch horror.
Oh yeah, because Rodney Howard and Lovecraft were buddies.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you'll see like, Yog Sothoth or some shit show up in like, Conan. And as a result, like anything that's like aping Conan a little bit will probably have some degree of like, hey, there's like the gods are eldritch and creepy.
Yeah, that reminds me. I found so I've been I found my copies of what's his face of fucking shit. Tip of my tongue. Tip of my tongue. Like I said, Cyan. And for second edition, they released a book where you are the son of an eldritch god, and that really got my eye.
Oh, so you can be the Dunwich horror.
Pretty much, yeah. But that's
Sick.
second edition. I only have first edition.
Okay, well, hey, you can work up to that.
Yeah. Like, like they have a shit ton of books, and I'm a collector, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I just thought of something else.
Asking that chick with the big boobs to send me a hello video for my birthday.
Which
Sure
one?
appreciate it. Oh, but continue, man.
I was gonna say, what you call it? All right. So, obviously, barbarian shit, but with sword and sorcery. I feel like you could definitely do a little bit more with that, because like that feels like at least partially underutilized. Like if you lean a little bit more into the horror, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I think one of the most brutal stories of Sword of Sorcery is a real one, and it's Boudica parting the romance.
Oh yeah, yeah. You could definitely draw plenty of inspiration for a character from Boudica.
Yeah. Like, again, Boudica is basically real life Conan the Barbarian, in a way.
Yeah, pretty much. She has that whole like arc of like more Call the Conqueror, because that's basically what the first Conan movie was actually kind of like story wise borrowing more from Call the Conqueror.
Mhm.
What with the whole like on a quest for revenge thing,
Yeah.
because like
Usually, is it
Conan,
me or most Barbarian stories involve a quest for revenge?
I want to say it's like 50-50 between that and like the actual Conan thing of like, I'm bored. I'm gonna go fucking adventure around the world and like fight people and get money and like
Maybe become a king.
and
Maybe.
yeah, and then maybe do that. Maybe become a king of a foreign land and maybe like piss in a god's eye.
By the way, I always been wondering. A weird question. On
Okay.
all of Conan's stories, who's the woman of his life? Is it Sonia or is it Bellet?
I think the closest you get is Bellet, and then obviously has to like if he's not seeing Bellet, a lot of times he's like just going from chick to chick to chick.
Yeah, because back in that day there was no such thing as STDs.
Well, there were. It's just no one. People just thought it was demons.
My dick is on fire. It's demons.
It's like,
Okay, I
it's
need
like,
an exorcism.
oh shit, your dick's haunted with demons. You should do cocaine about it.
Don't roast Samantha Alexander. Your vagina is haunted.
It's one of my favorite fucking quotes.
Oh man, like John the Joker said, I read the tarot, the witch. I forgot the full name. I read that comic just for the ads.
Oh god. Oh man. It's funny. There's actually a couple like animations I've seen that have kind of gotten me more into like eldritch horror.
Oh shit,
Yeah, and they're on YouTube. Hold on, let me
dude!
link
You
you
know
to
that
those
HP
too.
local, dude. You know that Eldritch Horrors is my thing, man. But what do you
Oh
think?
yeah. Well, I mean that's why you're running that like Call of Cthulhu game that I keep
Oh,
forgetting that I'm a part of.
I'll try to run it on Sunday because I have to go to my parents' place on Monday. I don't know what time. So I might be able to DM it on the afternoon, or I might have to go to my parents' place on Sunday. But okay, tell me, man, what short stories did you saw?
Oh, hold on. So some of them aren't like actual Lovecraft, some of them are like the later ones. I've seen an animation of Chognar.
Shatnard. Okay.
I've seen an animation of the Red Brain.
Wait, Red Brain?
Yeah, that one was actually by I think Arthur C. Clarke.
Arthur C. Clarke wasn't into Lovecraftian horror.
I know,
He
but
wasn't-
like this one's kind of a cosmic thing.
Send me the link, man, and I'll do the research.
Yeah, I'll show you the channel. It's like it's a channel that does a bunch of stop motion animated stuff, not just about like cosmic horror, but there's a lot of Lovecraft in there. But let
Now,
me see.
bear in mind, this is the confession of mine. I love Lovecraft. I haven't read all of his work. Like, it's impossible to read his entire biography. Just why start with that?
No, that's entirely
And
fair.
Yeah, because he ghostwrite a lot. And
Oh,
second,
yeah.
I haven't read every single contemporary to Lovecraft. Like, I know of them. I know I know Robert E. Howard, Frank. I know fucking Clark Ashton Smith and whatnot. But their books are kind of hard to find.
That's fair.
But continue, man.
But yeah, I just posted the link in the chat. So like
Hold on. Let me see. Everybody was fighting. So fast as lightning. Okay. Okay, his models are pretty good.
oh yeah, no, his stop motion models are amazing. His animation is also like very smooth too. Like
Let me see. Which story do you recommend me, man?
honestly, I recommend the Red Brain because that's a good cosmic horror thing. Like that's a good way to start yourself on there. I think.
Wait! He made the Conqueror Warp. Holy shit! That's one
Yeah.
of my favorite stories by Poe.
Yeah, he did an adaptation of the Conqueror Worm.
See,
He also did Alienation by Lovecraft.
Alienation? That doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, he also did.
And I'm back.
What
Welcome
kind, man?
back. I'm talking
There was a
about
time vortex.
Oh, hold on. That's why Alienation is a poem. That's why I don't know it.
Okay. He also did In the Ooze of Ubo Satla.
That is Clark Ashton Smith, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay. The Red Brain was not by Lovecraft.
I know.
Was
It
by
was by
another
Arthur
man?
C. Clarke.
No,
Oh, it's not?
no, by Donald Wandrey.
Oh, okay. Why did I think
Anyway,
it was Arthur C.
guys,
Clarke?
what are we talking about?
Oh,
we were
sorry.
going to-
We went on a tangent.
Yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
our podcast is nothing but tangents.
Okay, we went on another
were
tangent.
discussing- We were discussing Lovecraftian horror with with Conan
Sword
and
and
whatnot,
sorcery.
and
Well, the thing about sword and sorcery, when it comes to like your whether it's sword and sandals or what have you, the thing that always seems to happen when you incorporate Lovecraftian elements is you actually tend to get a little more bang for your buck, simply because you were looking at a version of humanity that seems woefully unprepared for this and woefully eager to dip their toes into the unknown because, I'm studying sorcery because we don't got cable.
Yeah, no, that's about right.
yeah,
And
Like,
of
yeah,
course,
it's a fucking thing to do.
and honestly, it's just sometimes scarier that you're just wandering a castle and you go into the deep, dark recesses of it only to discover the darkness is alive.
Like the rats are sentient and can talk to you and tell you to like I don't know, I forget something.
You haven't
fucked
read
up.
Rats in the Walls, have you?
I haven't.
Oh, that's a doozy. You're gonna love
That's
it.
the one I'm thinking of probably though.
The thing is, the rats on the walls don't actually the rats don't talk. The entire story is about the sound of the scurrying rats in the walls and the fact that many years ago, before the priory burnt down, the rats all collectively fled in a vast horde of thousands, escaping the priory because they saw something they really didn't like.
And
Like these rats were scared enough that they just ran through the neighboring town, not even necessarily to eat anything, but just because gangway. It reminds me of a very sage piece of advice from a comedian.
okay.
I can't remember the comedian's name, but it's this. If you ever see a man running at top speed down any street and he does not have any pants or underwear on, you follow that man. Because this is a man who forsook all dignity because whatever's chasing him is scarier than the thought of anyone seeing his dick flapping in the breeze.
Sound advice.
And it's at that moment you really hope anyone who has like a mobility scooter can just nitro charge that thing and just hightail it out.
It's like, I really hope you can get out of here because whatever's following that guy is probably the worst thing ever.
Like, and what inspired him with this sage piece of advice was a dude who was in like the running of the bulls, and the bull somehow managed to get his pants and underwear off.
Oh, and he just kept running because, yeah, no shit. Like, it's like, do I care if like people's what do I care more about? People seeing my dick flapping around or getting gored by a bull? Yeah, I care more about the getting gored by a bull. I'm gonna get out of here.
Like at this point, not even the internet's gonna cancel you. Like social media's like, dude, it's the bull. It's fine.
No, yeah, people aren't gonna be like, haha, penis. Well, someone's probably gonna be like, haha, penis. But then everyone else is gonna be like, yeah, no, I'd have done the same thing.
Pretty much, whether
Except,
it's
you
your
know, cue the
vajayjay, your
couple people
titties, or
going-
whatever.
Except also cue the couple people going like, no, not me. I totally would have like kicked the bull's ass like Maso Yama and chopped his horns off with my karate powers.
Nice reference to the karate bullfighter.
Yeah. Which
Funny thing
apparently is
is-
something Maso Yama himself actually supposedly did.
Yep. The dude was a legend, and he was the inspiration for the Baki character of Dochi Oropo.
And
By the
if
way-
I recall correctly, he also founded the system Kyokushin Karate.
Yep.
Okay, I thought I
By the way,
remembered that.
absolutely not related. But hey, Sean, do you remember that music video I showed you that was an homage to the Conqueror Worm?
I think so.
I'm trying to find it, but I can't, man. Shit.
But,
Bizarre.
on the plus side, I did show. I was able to show Joe. Another adaptation of the Conqueror Worm.
Now I'm just imagining Joe, but he has sparkly anime powers. He's
Yeah, that's called-
Bishojo!
That's just his VTuber stream.
True.
Oh, dude, like somebody was telling me I should turn into my thing into more Bishoyo thing to get more viewers.
Dude, I'll say this. If you ever needed a more anime avatar, I can hook you up.
But
It's never going to be necessarily the quality of the anime VTubers who really are, got their shit going. Like,
let's be honest, the problem is that I have a dick.
listen, I know some VTubers who managed to do this shit in spite of the fact with a rockin' bod, in spite of the fact that they got a deep 6-pack-a-day smoker voice.
Yeah, no, I've seen a bunch of them.
I love my big king butterfly.
Like, here's the thing. I think the problem is that I don't stream as often because I get very depressed while I'm doing it.
I know. It's the stupid parasocial relationship bullshit.
Yeah, but I hope that after I do the Cyberpunk video, I might start getting more viewers.
Yeah.
And dude, just remember, collaborate with me and I'll see what I can do, because somehow I'm like at the 900,000 view point for that one video that I made. For those of you who don't,
I don't have no mother must scream.
I have no mouth and I must scream. I'm the one responsible for the animated trailer.
Okay.
Dude, you know what? At some point, you should make it a full feature short film.
Oh,
I know.
absolutely.
Everyone wants this, but I'm not sure how to do that legally speaking.
Oh, that's
What do you
fair.
mean? What do you mean by legally speaking?
He doesn't want to get sued by the estate of fucking
Harlan Ellison, a notoriously lawsuit happy fellow who is
But
dead.
he's dead.
Yeah, but who knows if his family's the same way.
Also, he was best friends with Neil Gaiman and Patton Oswalt, and I don't want to piss off either of those two guys.
Wait, maybe you can
Okay,
ask Patton
Go
Oswalt.
send the trailer to Neil Gaiman and ask him, do you think it's a good idea if I make this a full-fledged
Do you
fan
think,
film?
can you get me in contact with his estate so I can see, like, if they'd be cool with that?
You know,
Or
just might work.
yeah, or if not Gaiman, just Google what's the state of
Harlan Ellison, yeah.
Harlan Ellison shit. Yeah.
Okay. I guess
Because
I'll bite the
imagine that,
bullet
like,
and actually
imagine being the one who adapted that shit.
Yeah.
I know. I will, you know what? Fucking fine. I will be the one. I will accept my destiny and take this heroic journey and punch, you know, what's his name? Jim Scott, what's his name? Like Scott Campbell? Joseph Scott Campbell in the balls.
What the hell's that?
He was the guy.
Journey guy.
Yeah, the heroic journey dude.
You know
Also,
what?
weirdly anti-Semitic.
Can I suggest something, man? When not if you do it, but when you do it, instead of wasting money in hiring actual voice actors, you should rip off the audio clips from the game.
Well, then,
That
okay,
is,
look, if you're gonna do that, you probably have to get more rights then.
Right. And also, if I do that, then Joe, how am I supposed to use you or any of the other guys I know to do voices for it?
Okay, who's voicing Am first off?
Hate. All I know is hate.
Okay,
What I was going to suggest for AM, it's you could do some filters, or you could actually use a text-to-speech program.
That either one would work.
I feel like
take a
here's the
fix-
thing. I feel like filters might be the way to go because the text to speech, you need a little bit of a human touch to fully articulate the hate.
Like, here's the thing. I feel like, or you can do both. You can have like your actual voice with filters and the text-to-speech in the background.
Okay, question. Do I want to give do I want to give Am any sort of sense of humor? Like, not for when he does his big epic speech, but just occasionally where you have hate. It's what I do.
No.
Well,
Because that makes him way too relatable.
Agreed.
you need some level of humor. Like I would say try to match like the level that you see in like the old point and click game.
Nimdok!
You have a silly name.
You know what would be more funnier? You know what would be funnier and a twist in a way? That Nimdark is telling his story and he says, I don't even know if my name is Nimdark.
I just
Where-
realized something terrible.
Go ahead.
Nimdok. Remember that one obnoxious villain voiced by that one actor from Dexter's Lab?
Mandark.
Mandark meets Nimdok.
No,
Do you
but
think Mandark got his name because, or was it partly inspired by Nimdok?
Oh God.
But going back
Because
to
if that's the case, I'm gonna have some words with you, Giddy Tarkovsky.
That
Possibly on this show, if you're available.
I
going
did
back
war
to the thing,
crimes. Ha 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 ha.
going back to the thing, like, you know what would be interesting, man? That in one scene you show like one mechanical eye or one digital eye, which is AM, and then sparse all over the room you have like different screens, like he's watching different pieces of remaining culture, from actual real news, like like by real news, I don't mean you animating news, like you taking actual clips from news from like terrorist attacks, other bits like he's watching Powerpuff Girls, another bit he's watching, I don't know, some dark YouTube videos, all of
So
that at the
some
same
of that
time, like to
again,
get
like there are
That-
some things where he'd have to use like lawyer friendly versions of them.
Ooh. Also, for some of those segments where we see some of the moving mechanical bits, I think we should use some stop motion. Woo!
like
Like,
you know
think
what?
of it this way, guys. Think of it this way. What if we told this, but because we keep going from different perspectives, each perspective of those characters has a different twist. Like
oh, so
visually.
we kind of heavy metal it and do like different animation styles.
Yeah.
You know what? I was gonna suggest what I think is more brutal is that for every character you have a different art style, but drawing. But by the payoff, the I'm no human and I have no mother, I must scream to make that creature stop motion.
Definitely.
Okay, yeah.
Like what I'm thinking is everything is drawing. The art style might be different because there are a projection of how broken the psyche of those characters is. But here's the catch. Here's the kicker. AM and some of the backgrounds and anything that's otherworldly should be stop motion or models because I think it will be interesting to show how one thing is reality, which is AM, the setting and all whatnot, and the payoff, and the other thing is how they perceive themselves because of how broken they are.
Oh,
I agree.
yeah,
Plus,
I like that.
I think of Am watching all those things on the TVs, and the only thing that pops into my head is something like Mad God.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. You know what will be interesting through that section of AM watching the TV? To imply that AM cannot create. He cannot be creative. He has to steal ideas from somewhere else.
I came from an art AI.
No, dude, but dude, think about it. What if AM is incapable of actual creativity? That's what frustrates him. The idea that he never thought that people could kill each other.
You know, like, and all his torture devices and stuff are just like stolen ideas from other things.
From maybe one of the scenes we see AM going through books and he goes through some Edgar Allan Poe to imply that he's gotten that idea from there, or books about medieval torture.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, even saying that, the problem there becomes like, well, he clearly is creative because he's figuring out ways to make medieval torture devices even worse and how to
But the
assemble
problem
them.
is,
Yeah,
but the idea is not original.
He's not innovative. He cannot combine these things to create something wholly new, or he does not have a signature style of his own.
Yes.
He can adapt the ideas, but he cannot adapt them in such a way that says something about him.
Okay, no, that makes more sense.
In that sense, and that's the existential terror of M. For all his power and might, when he makes these things, when he does these things, from his perspective, he might as well not even exist. There's no presence of himself.
Yeah.
You know what would be interesting? I have a fucked up idea. And the fans might riot against me, but this is an interesting idea I have for this. What if, by the end of the story, when the man is seeing "I have no mother, I must scream," we see how off-scene while he's giving his final speech, AM, because he knows this human is he lost everything that allowed him to be creative. AM commits suicide.
That's cool. I like that, but I also sometimes think I had this thought. Am is watching the slow existence of this creature that he's made as it slithers slimily across the floor, and he notices something. It's impossible. And in that instant, Am knows he is absolutely worthless. He is defeated. He might as well not exist. He self-terminates. And in the slime, he sees 3 words being written. Ha, ha, ha.
No, you know what? That will be too much. Like, to me personally, the idea that the humans outsmart AM doesn't make sense because AM is supposed to be perfect.
You're right. I guess
So
what
Yeah,
I'm
isn't
saying
the whole
is
point of the whole story
it's a
like
sy-
just
what I
nihilism?
almost yeah, you're right. But I was thinking in terms of almost like a Sisyphean comeback. Like, yes, my existence is hell, but on some level I can still laugh at you.
Yeah, yeah, my existence, like you said, my existence is a nightmare, is a constant eternal nightmare. But at least I got one over on you, and now you're suffering too.
you know, I honestly
It's
I think
Schadenfreude.
it will be a more fitting ending if he creates this creature and then he realizes he doesn't have anybody else to torture. And because there's nobody else and this creature's life is already going to be a misery, he decides to basically shut himself off permanently.
It's like, well,
No,
I've done
that's
everything
fine.
I
I
can do.
think that
There's
makes
nothing
sense.
left.
What?
What was that?
Sorry,
You said something about something left.
Oh, okay. Like basically, Am goes like, well, there's nothing left I can do here. Might as well just shut down and leave. Basically.
Yep.
You know, there's a
Okay.
line I would like to add to that. Like at one point, one of the characters shouting at AM, like discovering perhaps discovering that he has a full plan with I don't know. Okay, you know what will be funny? At one point, they find a shit ton of clone tubes of other humans and whatnot. He has the technology to repopulate the Earth, to fix the planet, to make cities. That the characters go like, why are you not doing this? Why are you not saving humanity? Because I can. And then he kills every human that's asleep, every clone.
It
Wait,
is literally just a almost cruelty for cruelty's sake display of power.
Yeah.
yeah, because didn't
In
he
some
also
level, this can go on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, because at least in the point and click game, wasn't he able to, which is kind of like a pseudo sequel to the first one, um, to like the actual short story, like, isn't it like shown that he's kind of capable of creating his own life?
He is, yeah.
Like, because he makes
Yeah.
that like weird HR Giger like jungle full of like, like cave people.
Like, Am is able to alter reality on a whim.
Yeah.
He is essentially God,
Yeah.
but because of the constraints of his programming, that he can only use that vast amount of creativity for the sake of torture, of causing death and pain. This is what he does.
Mm-hmm.
So
that
then,
And
will
I guess
explain-
on some level, he doesn't view those creations as human since they're there to serve a singular specific purpose.
You know what? In a fucked up way, now that we're analyzing it like this, it makes me think about I, Robot, the novel, not the movie.
I was never a fan of the book, to be honest.
It's interesting because, again, it's how to put it. In the book, technology works. The problem is humans.
I know. My problem with the book is just Isaac Asimov as a writer is so fucking dry.
Yeah, it's like reading an essay, honestly.
Like, to anyone who ever complains about Chris Nolan being dry, no.
read some
no.
Isaac Asimov.
Yeah, get some perspective, dipshit.
Yeah, like
That's one of the reasons why I'm a very strong Nolan defender, because yeah, he's very mechanical, but it's intricate. It makes sense and it's engaging.
yeah, the problem about Isaac Asimov as a writer is that he's a mathematician, first and foremost. He's a scientist. First and foremost, if you want to read something that's warm, that makes you feel alive, that it can relate to you, I would always say Bradbury.
Well,
Yeah,
I
no, that
always
makes sense.
defend Bradbury because dude had his work poached by, but then he made a friendly deal with EC Comics.
Okay.
Also, he
oh
was best
yeah,
friends with Ray Harryhausen.
yeah.
Mhm. Like, you want to have someone like Ray Bradbury in your life creatively because the dude was pretty goddamn awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that one, like this one interview where he was like talking about how like, at one point, sci-fi got a lot more, got a lot like bigger budgets and started looking better. And it's like now you have stuff that looks incredible instead of just having skyrockets farting in outer space, which I'm like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
Yeah. Now that being said, there is still some sort of charm to, skyrockets farting in outer space,
That is true. That is very true.
especially if you make the exhaust literal farts, where it's just like just going through like a very cheesy Starfield and just
Just give me with a weird idea for a movie.
go on.
Okay, and this is gonna sound like blasphemy.
Okay.
So, do you remember this old black and white movie? I forget the name, but it's where a couple goes to the moon and the moon has a face. The rocket goes into the eye.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about
First Man in the Moon, right?
George Milliet, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, listen up carefully. Doing a remake of that movie, but keeping every aspect of the special effects from that era.
Huh.
Like modern cinematography, but keeping the effects. For example, maybe you do CGI for the moon, but still a face.
Okay. So basically what you have is like everything looks like kind of theatery.
Or if you want to make it look modern, you do, but you respect the original designs.
I
Okay.
can see
So
that.
so
working,
everything's
yeah.
still got that quaint Victorian look to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I
it
can
would
see
feel
it
like
working.
Bioshock, I think. Yeah, like the closest thing I've seen to a remake is Smashing Pumpkins Tonight Tonight.
Okay. So you could theoretically get a little bit of like a steampunk / diesel punk thing going there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that could work. That could actually be
But
pretty fun too.
yeah, like
Yeah, I can
again,
see it.
like
It's
Mhm.
like I could see it very much being a great exercise for a lot of makeup and directing people to try and essentially remake this classic piece. People will get on all like it'll be really interesting just to sort of see people's take on this cinematic classic. But more than that, I feel like there's a lot of value just in this sort of aesthetic revisitation, kind of like
Yeah.
how a lot of people are praising Skinamarink for what it's doing experimentally and visually, but ultimately concede that as a movie, it ain't that great.
Yeah, like it's an interesting idea and creative exercise, but at the same time, like again, like I'm only able to speak from like Jack and Guru's what you call it, vlog
Joe
about it.
caught a bit of it, and I saw the whole thing with a group of people over a stream. So we will second that, what they said.
Okay, so
What-
basically
what
it's
did-
off-screen dialogue, the movie. It's ADR the
What-
movie.
Wait. What did Jack and Guru said? I haven't seen the review of it.
Basically, they agreed with us that this thing would have been good as a short, but as a movie, it is putting people to sleep.
Yeah,
Like-
because there's a lot of like everything happens off screen mostly.
Uh,
It's so good that to know that the people you respect absolutely had the same opinion you did regarding
Oh,
a
yeah.
thing.
like here's the thing. I was discussing this with the guys. Is this shit that scares? What generation is this? Millennials?
No,
Zoomers?
no, no.
No,
It'd be
we're
Gen Z.
millennials, you dingus.
Is this the fucking shit that scares some Gen Z? What the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck's wrong with horror movies nowadays?
I feel like we're that close to old men shouts at clouds.
Also,
I'm sorry,
Joe,
dude.
what are you talking about? This is the one example of like one of these weird things where it's where we bounced off. Pretty much every other new horror movie has been fantastic.
Yeah, no, but yeah, but here's the thing, dude. Horror movies are fantastic. We're gonna agree with that.
Correct.
But the fact that TikTok had an uproar over this movie being the scariest movie of all time, I'm like, what the fuck are you fucking talking about?
You
Well,
have
yeah,
to
the-
understand. You have to understand, Joe. A lot of these kids have never been to a video store and do not know what it's like to just rent an actual movie. They have only ever experienced things through streaming services. These guys
I'm
don't
gonna go
know
a different
shit.
direction. I'm gonna go a different direction and say because I'm seeing a lot of people bouncing off it anyway. I'm gonna say it's more, hey, it's like this is the scariest movie ever. No, that's a marketing gimmick.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm probably
Marketing
going to say
gimmick.
those TikTokers were doing native advertising.
Yeah, it's like what's happening with Bellum, I'm sorry to say. But here's the thing, man. It's like,
We do not speak its name.
dude. I will say this with all of my heart, and I will die in this hill. You want to know what's the scariest handheld movie I have ever seen in my life?
What?
Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
That makes
That's
sense.
Because it's a product of the 90s. Because
I
it
love
was-
the 90s.
It came from a moment in time in which the internet wasn't really a thing. And because
yeah,
of
'cause
that,
Well, so the internet, like, obviously not nearly as ever present as it is now, but like this was like just on the cusp of like viral marketing and stuff.
yeah.
That's how it gained steam. Because it
100%
actually,
yeah,
like,
agree.
oh yeah,
I was just saying 100% agree.
yeah, because like part of how it like got passed around and like how it got marketed was through, I want to say like old web forums and stuff and like a website and everything, and then eventually it just comes out in theaters and people are like, what is this, man? That's the key to anything like that. Like you want to like blow people's asses out of the water. Again, circling back to what we were saying with the space opera thing, you gotta show something new. And again, like that's honestly probably what the people responsible for Skidmarink were trying. It's it just didn't quite land.
I think,
Although for
okay,
some people it did land, I guess.
like, I won't deny anyone their experience if they enjoyed it. But at the same time, I do second Joe in saying, if this really scared you, maybe
Wait.
horror movies aren't for you.
Yeah, or not just that, man. Like, there's movies and movies, in my opinion. Okay, there's movies that are like the whole exercise of watching horror movies, in my humble opinion, and you can call me bullshit on this one. Feel free to do it. Is that horror movies tap into a more intellectual side of fandoms? In my opinion, most horror movies have an underlying theme that can be digested and discussed. Most horror movies, not everyone, but I consider that most horror movies are an intellectual exercise on the experience of watching and learning and hearing social commentary about things.
Oh yeah,
going on.
you can even see
Even really
ones.
stupid movies like Mutant Girl Squad,
or
which has a character with a chainsaw ass.
Also, the last slumber party.
Or fucking Killer Tomatoes, which is homage to a creature feature, shit like that.
Oh yeah.
But
Now-
what I was saying with Mutant Girl Squad is it just had, even though it's an incredibly stupid, cheap, cheesy movie,
There's theming. Yeah.
the theme is this: racism sucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
But going back to the theme, here's my problem with this new generations. It's like you get scared over that, dude. Like, man, the first horror movie I ever saw was Jaws, and yeah, it aged like shit. You can tell that the fucking robot is not fucking working. But you know what? That movie had something that many movies nowadays don't have: charm. And Skinamarink, again, I can give a lot of shit to the modern handheld movies, okay? And I will. I fucking hate the fucking Paranormal Activity. I'm so fucking tired of that fucking formula. I'm so pissed off that nobody's being creative over that shit. But at least they show you what the fuck's going on. It takes them a fucking couple of hours, but they show you that there's something weird going on, and oh my god, there's a demon there.
Like-
Skinamarink don't show you anything, and it's the scariest movie of all time. I mean, for this, for Gen Z's right now, I'm like, come on, man.
Like this here, and we keep circling back to this. Like, I honestly don't think like a good enough chunk of Gen Z actually thinks this is the scariest thing ever.
And
I think there's
kind of-
probably a niche bit that does, and there's probably a slightly larger niche bit that's just like, no, it's not the scariest thing ever, but I'm like fascinated by this, which fair enough.
you know, the fascination is legit because there is something inherently fascinating about it because of the approach utilizing analog horror.
Yeah.
That being
and
said,
beyond that, like
I
this whole
want to
weird
see
thing-
this. I want to see this thing done by a better storyteller.
Oh yeah. And
You know what?
hell, like Jack and Guru said, like, this is gonna be the thing that kicks off like more impressive stuff after. Because it did the weird
It's kinda like
experimental
how-
thing.
It's kind of like how H.P. Lovecraft, most of his stories aren't really the best written cosmic horror you've ever come across. But at the same time, you appreciate the fact that his work inspired so much better writers.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like it's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
thing of like he kind of got the ball rolling, like even if not all of his stuff is great.
Like, I love Lovecraft, but yeah, as a writer, he has problems. A lot.
Oh yeah. Well,
Okay.
weren't most of his things also like short stories? Like,
Yeah,
Yes, but here's the problem. With all respect to H.P. Lovecraft, the problem with him is that he's very repetitive.
very.
Like,
And it
Thorgrim,
was a man.
Thorgrim, you have never read him, right?
I've like read one thing. I think it was like Night Gaunts.
Night Guns.
Gods.
No, wait, Night Guns, that's the Dream Circle. Okay. Most of his stories end up with, oh my god, I can hear them, they're outside. I can hear the foul beast knocking at the door,
Or,
pounding.
I know
screaming,
that soon I
shrieking.
will die.
Yeah,
And it will be a blessed release.
yeah. Like, I will tell you right away, to you and the viewers at home, that if you guys have never read Lovecraft, here's my personal advice. One story a day. Or one
Because
story every 2 days.
because they're so the endings are always so similar.
It's all the juicy meat is really in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Like
sense.
on some
Like-
level, Lovecraft had the same problem as Stephen King, where oftentimes the ending is the most disappointing part.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has something to do with the fact that, again, he was writing for like, you know, pulp magazines and stuff, so he could, you know, so he had to
think
crank out a
that's-
bunch of them.
I think that's
No.
probably it, to some extent.
Yes and no, because here's the thing. It is said he wrote over 2,000 stories.
You're right. The
Here's
dude
the problem.
was a manic storyteller.
The problem is that he was a perfectionist.
Ah. So a lot of
Dude.
times he would get like perfect would get in the way of good.
Dude. In his own words, his worst story is the Call of Cthulhu.
I always thought his worst story was the one where a dude is chatting with an obvious cannibal in this one dilapidated farmhouse.
Shit, I don't remember that one. No. But again, Lovecraft would publish out of pressure for deadlines. I mean, for not deadlines. Deadlines.
I need
Yeah.
to afford my expired beans.
The problem is that he, as a storyteller, was incredibly self-critical. Like, dude, you want to read a story that's the real story of H.P. Lovecraft? Read The Outsider. That's him. The payoff is very obvious once you read it. You're gonna figure out, dude, you're a smart guy. You're gonna figure out the plot twist within 2 lines. But here's the thing: it's his closest story to what his personal life is.
Okay.
To be fair, also the Dunwich horror to some extent.
Yeah. The Dunwich is a very good one, but personally, if you ask me, his greatest masterpiece is At the Mountains of Madness.
What about the Dream Quest of? Oh wait, now that it all circles back round. Okay, there is one thing that definitely does deserve a much better adaptation, and to be a source of inspiration, consternation, and for like making new weird space opera fiction.
Oh, Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I want to see them moon toad booties.
Man, that's gonna be a tall order.
Oh, absolutely. But like,
could you say
man,
it's
that
a
would be cool.
near lot tall order?
So here's the problem with that story. The only way you can make Dream Quest of the Unknown Kadath. Oh my god, Okay, I made myself sad. I just came up with one way to make it work.
Go on.
Our Father who farts in heaven, please forgive me for what I'm about to say. What if it was a fucking isekai?
I mean, it kind of is.
Technically, it is.
You know, but the guy gets run over and he falls into a coma. That's why he cannot lead the dream.
Wait. What if we go full Cronenberg's Naked Lunch?
Elaborate, please.
Okay. What if the Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath is being experienced by Lovecraft, who thinks he's Randolph Carter, and he's essentially hallucinating all of this as he's dying from intestinal cancer?
Ooh.
Oh. And then when it ends and you zoom out and you see that it's just him in a hospital bed, dying of intestinal cancer, and he's like senile and shit. Just have him go like, the Italians.
Okay. I have another plot twist that I would add if you want to do it like that. That we see Nyarlathotep shaking the Black Pharaoh, and suddenly he's an old man in a bed. A man approaches him saying, "Mr. Crowley, are you okay?" And his last words are, "I'm perplexed."
Okay, that actually would be pretty fucking good. Like, okay, that's the movie that needs to be made. That's your new effects movie. Get like an AI that knows how to make an 80s dark fantasy this shit up.
No, I want to see 80s dark fantasy Alice Crowley.
What?
We were just talking about how like things like the Midjourney AI, the one thing they can do remarkably well is reimagine things as like a dark 80s fantasy or sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I think I saw someone do Futurama as one.
Yeah, but for some reason they decided Leela shouldn't have one eye. She should have two, which is weird.
Well,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But oh man, but yeah, you know what? With the technology we have nowadays, we can totally work that out into an actual film.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see Phil Tippett devote another 10 years of his life to this.
Okay, objection.
Okay.
How old is Phil Tippett? Can he make it 10 more
Probably
years?
pretty old. Let me double check. He's probably in his 70s at this point, I'm guessing. Phil Tippett. And that's probably too much. Yeah, 71 years old. Okay, fair enough.
Like if he
Let Phil
wants to
rest. He
maybe.
already made Mad God. That took him 10
Yeah.
years. Understandably so.
Oh, by the way, guys, March 5th, we want to do a watch party. We want to watch the Oscars, and we're gonna hate it. We're gonna
Okay, we're just gonna heckle the Oscars.
Listen,
Yeah, like
we already collectively agreed the Oscars needs to be hosted by the Muppets.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
no, but by the way, Torvin, were you able to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Oh no, I missed that. I missed the rest of it.
Oh man, you missed out.
You miss Rakakuni.
Well, I know what I gotta go.
Dude. Martial arts fighting with dildos, with butt plugs stuck inside your ass.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gotta
Like,
finish it.
One guy, in order to activate super martial arts powers, does a flying leap with his pants off and lands on a conspicuously butt plug shaped award on a desk. He's like, and then he's got supercharged kung fu, and he does it all with it still hanging out his butt.
That's outstanding. He's like if Kenshiro had like an anal kink.
Oh God.
He's like if Kenshiro is really into butt play.
Yeah.
Fists of the North butt.
You know what's weird? How
No,
North
dude,
Star...
it will still be
Fist
Fist of the North Star. No,
Yeah.
I think we said the same thing.
No, wait. First of the South Star.
No, guys. It's either Fist of the Southern Brown Dwarf or Fist of the Southern Black Hole.
No. Guys. It's fisting of the North Star.
Oh, there we go. Part of a champion.
Wait. We can take it good, but we can make it better.
Okay, all right.
Fisting
Let's
of the
workshop this.
Fisting of the full moon.
No, that's just giving me weird flashbacks to Sailor Moon. And now I'm just imagining some very, very, very interesting adventures where Sailor Moon has to explain, listen, I don't want to talk about it, but there's a huge butt plug in here. I don't want to talk about it. Let's fight the monster.
Want to talk about it.
Sailor Mars has a ball gag, and Sailor Mercury's like, you know what? I'm pretty sure you don't want to talk about this either.
Uh-huh.
You know, I never seen Sailor Moon.
Sailor Jupiter is just just making a troll face going like
No, whenever she tries to talk, whenever the camera focuses on her, we can hear something vibrating.
And also since we're doing Fists of the North Star too, they're all like unreasonably buff.
Of course.
But okay, partially also because I'm into that shit. I know what I'm about.
We all know what
Hey,
you're
at least
about.
dude, at least you're sincere, man.
Yes, I know what I'm about. I know what I like, and I'm honest with myself.
And I'm just going to say, if you're into trad wives, that's fine, you strange people out there. But know this, if you think the trad wife is the only natural wife, I'm sorry, but history, biology, sociology, and my penis have all proven you wrong.
Now, I got a philosophical question for you all.
Okay.
Is Futa gay?
Well, that all depends. Are trans women gay?
We need Charlie in this conversation.
I think for the sake of this argument, the answer is no, but they are pan.
I don't.
Further testing is required.
Listen, I'm asexual, so I am not really one to comment on this, but
Okay,
I think
fine.
that it all depends really on how that person identifies. If they
Yeah.
identify as a lady, then congratulations, you enjoy girl dick, regardless
I
of whether it's trans or futa.
I don't want to sound like a sexist pig, but I always have this theory that every single woman is bi.
To be fair, women tend to test more highly for bisexuality, but once again, these are
Like that might be skewed by like feeling more comfortable saying that. Like there's also like theories that like by and large people in general, like human beings in general tend to skew a bit more bi.
like we're not all as hetero or as gay as we think we are,
Yeah.
but we all are bi to a certain extent. It's just a question of how bi.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, 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 bye.
Bye.
Sorry.
Also,
Was that Backstreet Boys or In Sync?
NSYNC.
yeah, I
Okay.
couldn't remember
I
either.
recently heard that one of the guys from Backstreet Boys is like a QAnoner, and I'm like, oh no, they were so fun.
Anytime
I
I
won't
see
lie,
something
dude.
like that, or like one like
I'll confess, damn it. The first album I ever got was Backstreet Boys, okay?
look, man, it was the 90s. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You like
It
you
was
were
the
a kid, it
90s
was
and
the
I was like
90s.
7.
It's
Yeah.
fine, dude. We all listened to that one song where it's like, oh my god, we're back again.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun. Why? Because it's a
All right. I remember fucking roller skating to that song. It's fine.
it's a fun song.
Yeah.
And I miss the days when, everyone could be in a music video kind of stupid.
I mean, that still happens. You could totally do that.
Hey girl, I just want to tell you, you are my fire.
No, Joe.
The one desire.
Hate.
Also, missed opportunity. When you said girl dick, I prefer the term sheeness.
Very nice. I got some angina.
I'm hungry. You know who else had
Anyway,
But wait, can we? By the way, Sean, I have a theory, man. Speaking of sexy bits, Bizarro's into the closet.
you mean the fact that he's into the radical clown pussy?
Yep.
Wait, who's into
Well,
the pussy?
Listen,
Bizarro has a weird story with women and freak shows.
like there's a
okay.
Bizarro. He how to put this? He tells people he's celibate, which is to say that he's more like demisexual, to be honest. I feel like that's what his celibacy really translates to, but that's just my take because he'll tell me when his time is right. Whatever. I ain't gonna judge. But here's the thing. He has been hit on by a girl with no arms, a girl with a horn growing out of her head, and I don't even know what the third thing is, but it was weird.
A clown girl.
Oh yeah, it was a clown girl.
Oh, and also a pair of twins.
So he has been hit
Were they
on by the
conjoined?
entire circus.
No, like a boy and a girl.
Oh,
Well,
just twins.
Twins.
Okay.
He was hit on by the Wonder Twins.
In the
Wonder
shape
Twin
of you,
powers
sucking my
activate.
dick. In the shape of you, pounding my pussy. Oh my god.
Form of wetness.
Form of a lamprey.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you
Suck
something
that
like that.
dick.
All right. Admittedly, fellas, can we wrap up a little bit soon? Just because I have to void my bowels.
Oh, dude,
Okay.
go ahead, man. We can wait.
We're gonna
Okay.
end on a high brown note.
Okay, we're gonna end on a highbrow note. This has been a truly amazing first episode where everyone had a good time. We hope our audience has had a blast. What do we use as the jumping off topic for our next one? Will we stay on topic? Probably not, but what do you guys think? I already proposed several options. What piece of media do you guys want to take a look at? Like, I feel like since I offered first and capitulated to you, Thorgrim, you make an offering of choices and we and Joe will pick.
Okay. So do I come up with it now or should I like let it marinate in
what?
my head?
Let's go with now.
Okay, all right. So
Hold on.
The power of his brown note will fuel his desire to try to get to the juicy bits.
Guys, if I
the
might give an
juicy
opinion,
brown bits.
I think it's better if we leave it in the air because you might say, "Oh, let's discuss this thing tomorrow, the day of tomorrow." Donald Trump gets shot by sniper.
Well, now
Do
about that. All right, fair enough.
I was
yeah.
hoping it would be Donald Trump in Florida somehow mysteriously vanishes in tidal wave made of human urine and feces.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that after the whole D&D debacle that happened, I don't want to hold my butt to anything because the universe is weird. Like we can go like, oh no, we're gonna discuss the Crow, and that same
And then
day,
just something will happen and we'll be like, no, we're talking about this the whole time.
like,
or God damn it,
Vladimir
remember?
Putin gets found with shit down his throat, completely dead.
Or remember when we tried a different podcast long before now, but it didn't quite work out. Mostly because we got horribly derailed in a bad way, but also the one thing that just totally sapped the energy right out of the room was Chris Chan fucked his mom.
Sorry, but that was breaking news.
It was breaking news, and it broke us.
Oh, by the way, man. Guess who I broke?
Was it a lady?
Kind of, yes.
Who?
I put Ice Cat up to speed with what's been going on with Chris Chan.
Oh, don't do that to the poor lady. Oh, you're gonna snap a brain in half.
Monster!
I'm sorry, but it was like
You sick,
shooting a
sadistic
unicorn
son of
between
a
the
bitch.
eyes, you know, man.
Oh,
Leave the lady alone.
in the hells for you.
Oh no! Wait! It got worse
Okay.
because we were discussing like by the way, Thorgrim, if you need to go take a poop, go ahead. But this is gonna be interesting for the podcast.
Okay, well, we'll end on that.
Okay,
On
because
this story.
another thing about it, it's topical. What I'm about to say. So we were discussing Chris Chan because I just knew that he was bad. She didn't know how bad it got.
Mhm.
So I showed her the letters where he claims to be Jesus Christ now. I showed her the time he tased somebody out of for shits and giggles, kind of. And why did he tase somebody? How Chris doesn't really understands the concept of sexual assault. Like he believes that if a man rapes a woman, the man has the right to live with that woman. Yeah, it's weird, but again, it's Chris.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. While I was palavering with Ice Cat, she was like actually disgusted and surprised, and I told her, "Baby, there's somebody even worse than this." And she's like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, there's somebody even worse than Chris. There is a man that makes Chris Chan look like a saint. What? And I'm trying to remember his name for dramatic pause. So, what was the name of this sucker? Hold on. Oh, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, who has heard the story of Nick Bates?
I do not remember Nick Bates.
That name doesn't sound familiar, and I'm probably gonna regret
Do
saying
not
that.
Google him! Do not! Let me explain why. He's a guy who molested his youngest sister or niece, I don't remember.
Oh, it's
And-
this piece of shit.
And he told people on the internet, but he said it's not molestation because there was no penetration, according to him. Because I licked her ass because he was full of shit. And in order to demonstrate he wasn't a pedo, he uploaded a video of himself jacking off to human shit. Like scrubbing it all over his face and dick.
Well,
Good night,
I'm never
everybody!
going to poop again.
Yeah, I all of a sudden don't have to poop anymore.
Oh, and it gets worse.
Oh, goody!
Apparently, if you look at pictures of him, he suffers no hygiene. Like he makes the British look like they have better hygiene than anybody in this fucking planet.
I've seen pictures of this guy, and they all make me want to burn him with a fire.
Now, you might ask, why he doesn't have hygiene? Well, because he doesn't like brushing his teeth. Oh, and also, funny enough, guess what? When he showers, he claims that he showers while wearing his pants because he doesn't like water. So he only showers from the waist up.
Explains a lot. Explains a lot.
Can you imagine all the
Okay, everyone here suddenly has now an identifiable urge to get into the nearest hot shower.
Yeah,
Can you
I'm probably
imagine all the crust and shit stuck to those fucking pants?
Yeah, I think after this, like, number one, yeah, after we wrap up here, gonna take a shit, and then I'm going to scrub myself harder than I ever have before.
You're welcome, man.
Okay,
Thank
on that
you.
note, just so, okay, even though there's the possibility something will definitely take our attention away before we have our next episode, just a suggestion. Okay, someone pick at least a topic for which we can select things.
Question.
Okay, you know, I got something. I'm gonna say kung fu and things that are adjacent to kung fu.
Okay, kung fu and things that are adjacent to kung fu. Fan-fucking-tastic.
All right, cool.
John, did I broke you?
No, you did not break me. I cannot be broke, but I am bent. And it will take a little while for me to get bent in a different direction.
Do you want to see pictures of Nick Bates with all the shit smeared over his face?
No,
like
you know,
face
we're-
cowls?
I'm
burn
cutting this
you
off
with
now.
my fire dick.
I'm ending this freak show now. Wash your ass, kids.
Guys,
Hi,
just
everybody.
remember, have a good time out there, party responsibly, and just know there's some real weirdos out there, and God damn it, I think Joe might be amongst them.
Wash your ass. Okay, bye.
Wash your ass.
I remember,
Okay,
kids.
wait.
Even if it's a quickie, wrap the sticky.
Guys, everyone on 1, 2, 3, say it. 1, 2, 3, wash,
Wash
your
your
ass.
ass.
Yes.